This is handy hint number 19 that accompanies the keyhole cuddle rug. It's showing you how to apply adhesive bias tape when it's very, very slender. It's only a few millimeters wide and it's very easy to put on if you know how to do it. So these are my keyhole patterns that I had on the quilt. It has a little picture inside and the bias tape goes all the way around the shape. So I've cut out the shape, a shape, and I've got applique adhesive backing on the back of it. I will take that off. And we're going to position that as central as possible on the fabric, on the square. Hoping my iron is warm enough now. It needs to be ironed down quite firmly. And I'm ironing rather than pressing. And the object of the exercise, to make it look like it's popping out, is to feed the bias tape all the way around this shape. Now the bias tape comes with a paper backing on that you will peel off. And we're just going to start applying it. Now I'm going to turn this round because I can't do it left-handed for you. So I hope you can see this quite clearly. We're going to iron the bias tape on, starting in the center at the bottom of the shape. I'm going to try and make it centered, press it on. You can miter the corner or bring it down so that it's nice and neat at the bottom here. I use a little tool just to get that nice and neat. And then I'm going to iron right around the curve, feeding it round. Don't know if you can see it through my hand, but I'll turn it round. There you go. So it's got the curve on. I'll just press that piece down again. And I'm going to feed it all the way around, keeping it over the edge of the fabric that I've just ironed on the applique piece. Feed it round. Now because it's bias, it will come into a circular shape. So I can press it again and draw it down. Right again to this corner. And then I'm going to miter this corner again, or fold it any way. You can fold it any way that it fits for you, but I like it fairly neat. So I'm going to make it sit properly here. Just pull that down a little bit. And feed it along over the first piece of tape. It's a little bit out, so it will still come up. You can still re-stick it. I'll try putting the piece over the top. That's easier. Sometimes it's easier to put the piece you're feeding round on the top. Other times it's easier to have it mitered underneath. That looks much better. Feed it along. And just snip off the piece there. So it's fed quite nicely along. And you can just tuck those under when you come to, if there's any pieces of the tape that stand out, you can tuck those under when you come to the end when you're stitching. Now I'm going to stitch around here on both sides of this tape. So there'll be one line that goes on the outside, which I'll stitch all around on the outside. I'll come up to this corner and start all the way around. When I get back to this corner, I'll come across diagonally and go around the inside of the tape, just to make sure it's all nice and secure. Now this is only a scrap piece that I'm showing you on. You need to take really good care when you're actually making your quilt, but I'll show you now how to go right around the edge with your stitches. I've got my square and my applique with the bias tape on. I have got a little bit of baking paper underneath to stabilize it. I always do that. And I've positioned my needle to just come down, just there, and my foot pedal. Right, start sewing right on the edge, as close to the edge as you can get. Now I'm going to slow that down a little bit. That's still too quick for me. And just when you get to the corner here, now you've got a fold here, so gently bring that over the fold. If you have to lift your foot just a little bit, lift it so that it goes right through. Move it just a bit there, so it goes right through where you folded it over. Now I'm just going to drop my needle. Oops, too far. Drop the needle there and turn it. Now I'm going to stitch all the way around the outside until I come back to that corner where I started. Just move it a little bit. I've come to the corner, so I'm going to come across there diagonally to catch in that fold. And then I'm going to go all the way around the inside to the end. Small back stitch, and my bias binding is nicely on, so it's just will have to be taken off, the paper will have to be taken off the back, but that's really secure. So that's all you need to do. I'll clip my seam, thread my threads through in a minute and clip them off, but that makes a really nice finish.